So I'm making more of my little fork snail guys with these forks and marbles. And I've been getting asked to do more like tutorial style videos. So I wanted to show you step by step exactly how I get these little guys made. These are the two forks I'm going to be using today. This one's stainless, this one's silver plated. I already polished this one. For the snails, it's easier to polish before you bend because you get lots of like different angles and things. So it's just easier to polish in the beginning. This one obviously doesn't need to be polished because it is stainless. So the first step is going to be flattening these guys so they're completely straight before we start bending. And to flatten them, I just use a rubber mallet and just hammer them flat. Now that he is flat, I'm gonna move over to the ring bender. I have a size 22, that's the largest size mine came with. It's not a size 22 ring, just the size of the die. And then I'm gonna start by putting a bend here so it has like somewhere to curl into. And I want the outside of the spoon, or fork, that's what I'm bending. This is just gonna be the end, like where it sits. So it kind of needs to be curved. See how this is curved the opposite way of how a fork naturally is, but this is the little bend that it's gonna be sitting in. Now I'm gonna be bending the stem of the fork, curling it into itself to sit on top of the fork tines because I want the little snail shell to be about here. And to make this part easier as you go, have your marble or whatever that's going to be sitting inside of the snail handy so you can like measure as you go. I need to pick the marble. These ones are, I believe, called, what is it, toe crunchers, toe breakers, something like that. It's like a very large marble, and I am lucky enough to live by a marble factory, so I can literally go in person to the marble factory and pick out the marbles I want. It's fantastic. It's Moon Marble Company in Bonner Springs. I think I'm going to be using this one, and so I'm going to keep measuring to make sure that this guy fits as I am bending, because this is not obviously the exact same size. So now I'm just going to bend as if it was a ring, but like start large and work my way down, like make a big circle and then get smaller. Okay, so I'm right here. Let's just stick the marble in it and see where we're at. Okay, so we can see like the general shape where we're going is pretty good. Like it fits pretty well. And sometimes you can get a little crooked, and so you can kind of bend it with your hands, like push the fork up or down wherever you need to make it go. And just keep bending it into a circle. Let's see, so this is where I'm at. Let's see where we're still a little too large. See how it just pushes right through? Need to shrink it just a little, but overall, we're where we want to be. Okay, so the circle is closed. This is where we are at. And the thing that holds the marble in to the snail is the tension. You want the circle to be slightly smaller than the marble. You just like shove it through, and then it being smaller is what holds it in place. Okay, see how it just clicked right in? I'll do that again up close. Okay, we have our fork bent, and then we just shove the marble. You can hear it click. It's very satisfying. See how that just, the tension is what holds it in place. So for bending the legs and eyes, I'm gonna leave the marble in here just so I can like feel how it's gonna be when it's done. And for the major bends, I use a stainless steel metal straw I got from Walmart. They're super cheap, and they're like the exact right diameter you need for bending fork tines. And so I'm gonna stick it in one of the outside ones. The outside ones are gonna be the legs, or like the bottom, and then the inside ones are gonna be like the eyes that come up. So I'm gonna stick the straw all the way down on an outside one and then just pull back all the way. See how we got that curved? All the way back. Sometimes they snap at this point and you have to start over and it's a bummer, but this one's cooperating. So now I have my 2 little legs bent backwards. So the leg portion is done. Now we got to work with these middle ones to make the eyes. Still using the straw, stick it down, and then, so like you can leave the eyes in the middle like this, or you can flare them out. It's kind of like whatever you want to do. This is where you can get creative and do whichever style you want. I'm going to bend mine out a little bit. So I'm just sticking the straw down and then just like pulling it outwards. See how they are flared out just a smidge? Now you also want them to be up. So stick the straw in and pull them back towards the back of the snail. So they're leaning up against the snail more. Like that. To make the curved part of the eye on these little points, I use bail making pliers. They're super handy. They come in like a million different sizes, and you can get them at like any craft store, but they're just for making curves in metal. And so I'm going to be using these purple ones, which are my skinny little agile ones, and you just grab the tip and curl it in itself. So I'm just grabbing the tip and bending it down. And so it makes a little curve. So now he has his little eyes. And now that his eyes are done, he is all done. Isn't he the cutest? I love making these because you can make them all completely different. Like each one turns out different. The eyes are different, the legs are different, the marble's different. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. You can do the eyes different shapes. You can have them flared out. You can have them in. They're just really fun to make because they're all so different and so cute. And so I put mine in like my potted plants around my house, but other people have them as like desk pets. You can kind of just stick them wherever you want and they just hang out all day. Aren't they the cutest? So hopefully anyone else who wants to make a little snail pet out of a fork, you can also do that. I hope this was helpful.